Leo's insights are presented to challenge, inform, and encourage you in your quest to break free from school-based approaches to education. Building upon a foundation of unschooling, we sincerely hope these insights help you to consider how education can be truly unlimited.
Canada's national broadcaster, the one paid for by all Canadians but followed by approximately 3%, took it upon themselves to conduct a survey of thousands of educational professionals to find out how they and their students are doing in this extraordinary school year. Now, there is no doubt that this year's major COVID-19 inspired school closures have been very disruptive. The CBC survey generally found students to be having difficulty with new pandemic rules such as mask wearing, social distancing, and other rules being unilaterally laid down by the public health officials who obviously are not in communication with the public education officials. Most students and teachers are emotionally, physically, and mentally exhausted. Making big changes usually bring about big concerns and lots of stress. Having to make school work at home has been very frustrating for teachers who find it difficult, if not impossible, to complete their curricular responsibilities, and for students who simply find doing school at home cumbersome or difficult. The psychological impact of these changes on both teachers and students has been bad enough to see both suffering major burnout. COVID closures have initiated a number of changes to the way education is delivered, including having high school students take an entire course from a single teacher over a very short period of time. Needless to say, students find this to be a very difficult process, and it should be no surprise that most students quickly forget what they worked so hard to learn. The professionals are saying that pandemic schooling has definitely taken a toll as far as an accumulation of educational deficits. The survey not only indicated that children are failing to meet standard expectations, but most are struggling with at-home learning. This is especially the case for special needs students, which I'm sure is true. But what are the parameters by which all these concerns were ascertained or measured? The first thing that needs to be highlighted is that the school is normalized in pretty well every way. In fact, alternatives to doing school at school or school at home were not even mentioned. One would not expect anything else from the CBC. As I read the results of the survey, I could not help thinking that the majority of the issues presented are actually not student issues, but school issues or school-related issues. That is, most of the concerns presented would simply vanish if students were unschooling at home rather than trying to fit the school system into their homes. Another issue is that COVID-19 protocols are just not natural to most students who find it difficult to just unquestioningly comply. Children are being made to do things they are not comfortable with or able to do properly. I can also imagine there is great pressure to conform to expectations they cannot understand or to requirements they see as personal violations. The question of special need comes up so often it is starting to appear as though there is something wrong with a child if we cannot find something wrong with a child. Understanding that the more learning, physical or mental issues a child has, the more funding is available, will quickly explain this apparent infatuation with special needs. This is not to insinuate that special needs do not exist, but to indicate that many of these learning challenges are actually school challenges. that can be rectified simply by leaving the school behind. Home educating students escape all these COVID-19 related issues. They are loved as they are. They are usually not made to do things that make them feel uncomfortable, and they are not behind or experiencing learning difficulties and are best served at home when challenged with special needs. As students were sent home due to all the COVID issues, more parents started questioning why they were sending their children to school in the first place. While those who saw the system being exposed are likely celebrating their wise decision to teach their own children at home. When considering all the issues educational professionals have identified as COVID-related school casualties, freedom-loving, family-focused, faith-based learning has been demonstrated as simply superior. Long live unschooling.
We trust you were blessed by today's presentation. For more helpful information to guide you in your home education journey, please visit educationunlimited.ca and leogaumont.com. Be sure to like us and share us on Facebook.